That little moment of panic? You're standing on a street corner in a totally new country, you're looking at a map, and you are just completely lost. You want to ask for help, but even a simple question like, where is, feels like a mountain you can't climb.
Well, that's where this book comes in. Today, we're cracking open one of the most popular Japanese textbooks out there, Minna no Nihongo. We're going to dive right into Lesson 3 and see how it completely flips that script, turning that I'm so lost feeling into total confidence.
All right, let's get right to it. Our whole goal here is to tackle one of the first and honestly most important hurdles for anyone in a new country, just finding stuff. And you'll see, we're going to build this super powerful tool with just a handful of words. So think of this like building a toolkit. You need the essentials first, right? Well, for asking where things are in Japanese, Lesson 3 hands us the absolute basics. These are the words that help you pinpoint where you are and where everything else is, too.
Okay, first up in our toolkit is Koko. Koko. This is your home base, your anchor point. It just means here, the spot where you are standing. Pretty simple, right? It pins down your immediate location.
Next, we've got Soko. Now, this one's pretty clever. It also means there, but specifically, it's a place near the person you're talking to. So if you're asking a store clerk for something and they point to a shelf right by them, they'd say it's Soko.
And to round out the set, we have Asoko. This one's for a place that's far away from both of you. You know, you're both standing there looking way across the street at that building. That building is Asoko, that place way over there.
And finally, the master key, the word that unlocks this whole system, doko. It means where. This is the game changer, you guys. It takes you from just pointing things out to actually being able to ask for directions. This is how you go find things.
Okay, but here's a really cool thing about Japanese. There are often different ways to say the exact same thing, and it all depends on how polite you want to be. And this Koko, Soko, Asoko, Doko system we just went through, yep, it has a more formal version, which this book smartly introduces right away in Lesson 3.
And you can see it laid out perfectly here. On the left, you've got the standard words we just covered. On the right, those are the more polite versions. Kochira, sochira, achira, and dochira. So you'd pull these out when you're talking to a stranger, an employee at a store, or maybe your boss. Basically, any situation where you want to show a little extra respect.
All right, theory is one thing, but let's actually use this stuff. The book uses a department store as a great example for this lesson, so let's run with that. Picture it. You're in a massive, multi-level department store in Tokyo. It's time to put our new vocabulary to the test.
So, here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Find the wine counter. You're in this giant food hall. You have no clue where to go. What do? How do you ask for help?
Well, we just need to grab 2 more words from our Lesson 3 vocabulary. First, we need wine. That's an easy one. It's just wine. And second, uriba, which means counter or sales floor. Now we've got all the puzzle pieces. Let's put them together. And boom, there it is. Wain uriba wa doko desu ka? It literally translates to something like, as for the wine counter, where is it? This is the magic sentence. You just took the thing you're looking for, plugged it into our doko pattern, and created a perfect, polite question that anyone can understand. So, how did we get to this point? It's not just random luck. The Minna no Nihongo book has a really specific method it uses to get you from learning single words to having actual, useful conversations. Let's take a quick peek at how it works. The book itself breaks it down into a simple, 3-step process. First, you learn the basic sentence pattern, like noun wa doko desu ka. Then, you get to see that pattern in action in some example sentences. And finally, you practice it yourself in a more realistic conversation. It's like climbing a ladder, right? Each step gets you closer to using the language for real.
So what's the big takeaway here? I mean, it might feel like we only covered a few words, but what you've really just picked up is an incredibly powerful and flexible template. You've basically unlocked a new communication superpower.
And that's really the most important thing to remember. Learning a language isn't just about memorizing endless lists of words. It's about getting the hang of these core patterns. And with this one simple where is structure, you can finally stop feeling lost and start exploring with some real confidence. I mean, just look at how useful this is. You can use the exact same sentence pattern and just swap in different nouns from the same lesson. All of a sudden, you can ask for the reception desk, the restroom, the office, the dining hall, the elevator. It's like a master key that unlocks the whole building. So we'll leave you with this. The first step on any adventure is knowing how to ask for directions. You've got that tool in your back pocket now. So the only real question is, where are you going to go first?